Over the past few years, I've held up a sketchbook practice. That sketchbook practice led to the creation of this coloring book. And this coloring book became a companion. I used to color in, experiment with all kinds of mediums, and of course add to the basic drawings. Now, what you are looking at is an expression of what I wanted to bring into the world. It's by no means perfect, and I also don't want you to be perfect when you try out a coloring page or add to a page or experiment with colors. All I want you to do is make time for relaxation. Just like today, I'm paging through this coloring book, trying to find a page that I want to color in, and then discovering that I only want to outline a specific picture. Now I want to do that with a specific brush pen to give me those thin and thick outlines. This one in particular is extremely cheap, as I bought it at Kohl's in the stationery aisle. At the time I created this page on top of the orchid, I was visiting a friend in Lakes Entrance for a workshop we did there. And something that struck me was the simplicity of her garden. And outside, she threw a pink tablecloth on the outdoor table with a flower arrangement of flowers she picked from her garden. And we had fruit and scones. But we enjoyed that so much. And I will never forget how simplicity helps us to hone in on our mindful lives and our mindful practices. It really doesn't take a lot to create a beautiful life. We are always overthinking things, making them more difficult than they are, and not seeing the pretty things already in our lives. Now, if you could just go into a sacred place in your garden, it could be a silly little corner where you last saw a dandelion grow. If you just look around, I can promise you're going to see something beautiful. But you have to be open to discover that and not walk through that dandelion-infested lawn thinking that it's all ugly. It is all beautiful. Now, I'm not trying to make you think that life is all positive and happy and unicorns and pink, but I do want you to see that there are beautiful things that you can notice. Even if you're feeling down, even if you're going through some troubles, or even if your mind is tormenting you with self-doubts, you can take a few minutes to notice the beautiful things and then change your perspective. A journey to self-mastery consists of many things, and one of the most important things is your mindset, the way you see your life, the way you project the inner dialogue, the way you take on challenges, the way you show up, the way you make time for the things that are important to you, and also the way you live. Yes, living more simply and mindfully opens up space for you to perceive life in a whole new way. And with that outlook, you will always be in control of your thoughts. You will be on a path where you can acknowledge what to focus on, and you can certainly do it in a way that is less stressful. There will be no going off on tangents and getting stressed out over things, or going limp in that whole way of not knowing how to proceed to go forward. You will know that every small little step you take is a step closer to what you really want. And because you can take a small step today, your next step might be simpler than you think. But it was because you could see the potential in taking and making the first move. The orchid taught me that there's a timeless romance in the air. In its sensual nature, it helps us to develop our creative forces. It's a stimulant of one of our deepest desires, as the wild, natural outpouring of relationships mature when we share that with friends. The tall stalks of cascading blossoms that hang on the orchid sprout will continue to reach for the light through the lush, dark forest canopy, even though it is sensitive to the rays of the sun. We must never be afraid to reach for the things we want. And even if we have to share a table with a friend who might not see life as beautiful as you do, but that whatever you brought to the table could help them see that they too can be beautiful, and their lives, surrounded by what they have, is a miracle. And when they can start seeing that timeless, romantic force of creativity will also stimulate their desires and help them to follow their hearts, to lead them into maturity. I often say we cannot make people do anything, but we can lead the way. And look how beautiful she made this table for us. All because she's been listening, she's been looking, she's been seeing how I operate. And some part of her, even though she doesn't understand it all, is yearning for that. And because I could lead the way and be the example, she also started loving her life. As we explore creative practices, we get to understand how to enhance our gratitude practice, because while your brain is in creative mode, it's so much easier to tap into our emotions. And when we mention therapeutic effects of creativity, we also help to lower the stress levels and foster mindfulness. It's this picking of colors and deciding what line to draw, where to put the colors, and how to become aware of our surroundings so that when we are alone, our thoughts and our memories can help us enforce or reinforce what we want to create. Now, gratitude can include journaling, drawing, writing, verbalizing, or any type of mindful practice. It could even be something as simple as washing your dishes. And whatever you decide to do, you need to reflect on every month or every week or even in the evenings while you are alone in your room or with your own thoughts, to realize that there was beautiful things that happened today that you can be so grateful for. They could be acts of kindness, moments of joy, simple things, and personal achievements. And when we release those things and people that do not serve us anymore, or let go of the things we used to be fearful of, all doubts fall away as we begin to visualize and realize that what's inside of us is more important than the fear we had or the embarrassment that we did something wrong. When we act in love, things feel so much easier and forgiveness comes so much quicker.